Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. And your new Trends Journal's coming out. And here's the cover America. Who's your favorite war whore? Repulsivekins or Democrats? Yep. All the news in the last week and a half, all the hundreds of millions, looks like billions when you add them all up, going to the clown show, the presidential reality show. Yep. Billionaires giving hundreds of millions. Not a penny for peace. You know why? Because they're all pieces of shit. That's why. Not a fucking penny for peace. Hey, Gates, how about some dough for peace? Hey, Buffett, how about some bucks for peace? Hey, Zuckerberg, how about some money for peace? Fuck you, Salenti. We hate you. You're a man. You're a warrior for the Prince of Peace. We just love the military-industrial complex. We invest in all the shit that fucks up the world. And you want us to give money for peace? Fuck you and fuck everybody that loves peace. And of course, they like to fuck in a way that I don't like to fuck. I mean, that's a different one. Yeah, look at these clowns. Peach Eye, Google, not a fucking penny for peace. War is on the horizon. When all else fails, they take you to war. And it's failing. Hey, it's a magazine cover. Once upon a time. So now the market front, right? The markets are down today. Markets are in tipsy-toe shape, man. Now some AI companies that got these like $500 million, now they're cutting staff. Again, AI is the future. But just like the .com got overbuilt and there was a bust, the same thing is going to happen here. And gold prices are going to keep going up. That's our forecast. We do not give financial advice, and we're still bullish on Bitcoin. Oil, it's going to depend on what happens in the Middle East. If Israel ramps up the war against Lebanon and Iran gets involved, watch oil prices skyrocket to above $130 a barrel for Brent crude. And that will kill the equity markets and the global economy. And we're that far away from that happening. And again, I tell you why you subscribe to the Trends Journal, because you get history before it happens. The presidential reality show. I'm going to read from you, first, before I go further, minus a wild card. And I say, nobody could, there's no such thing as a futurist. Nobody could predict the future. There are too many wild cards. Just like the assassination attempt on Trump, wild card. Missed him by what? A fraction of an inch of an inch of an inch. A wild card. Whether they're made by humans in nature. Minus a wild card, Harris will be the next president of the United States. That's right. We had forecast this way back. Here it is. Vice President Harris hypocrisy. Abortion rights good, vax rights bad. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris, an outspoken advocate for mandatory vaccinations, came out strongly in support of abortion rights last week after a draft opinion overturning Roe v. Wade was leaked from the Supreme Court. And we go on. Democrats like Harris have seized on the leak as an example of what would happen if Republicans take back control of Congress. This is from May 17th, 2022, over 2 years ago. We made this forecast. And it's coming up. The Biden administration faces historic levels of inflation, soaring gas prices, stalemate in Ukraine, and needs to rev up the base. Quote, women in almost half the country could see their access to abortion severely limited, Harris said during a speech. In 13 of those states, women would lose access to abortion immediately and outright. Those Republican leaders who are trying to weaponize the use of law against women will say, how dare they? How dare they tell us women what we can do and cannot do with her own body? How dare they? And we go on to say, Harris' comments about women's rights to choose stand in stark contrast to her support forcing COVID vaccines on the population. Harris is a chief supporter of President Biden's vaccine mandates and was directed at those in the military and workers in the federal contractors. The Biden administration also had directed at private employers who had 100 or more employees. Harris said in June that COVID-19 vaccinations, you ready, are how to, quote, love thy neighbor. Hey, Biden got COVID, didn't vaccinate, and he got it again, huh? Yeah, and all these reports are coming out about the dangers of the COVID vaccines that we report in the Trends Journal, as Dr. Mercola reports, as the Defender reports. Facts. But that's Harris. Now it gets better, much worse. Harris joined a long line of hypocrites in government that stood up strongly against the Roe v. Wade draft, but forced Americans to take an experimental vaccine. Quote, all Americans should realize that this is a direct assault on freedom of women, Harris said regarding the abortion thing. And it is an attack that can affect all Americans. There are some extremist Republican leaders who clearly want to punish and criminalize women. And you have to look no further than some of the laws that have already been passed to know that is true. Now, everybody listening, and spread the word, hit this button here. Hit your subscribe button and spread the word. And not only subscribe to the Trends Journal, but subscribe to this site. Here it is. Harris trend forecast. Again, May 17th, 2022. Harris has aspirations to be president of the United States, and she knows that her boss is an unpopular president who is 79 years old. She wants to be the party standard bearer and needs to start making a name for herself if she hopes to run for president again. Being that the Biden administration is viewed as ineffective in bringing down inflation and strongly boosting the economy, Harris will seize upon abortion rights because there seem to be only two things she can use to unite her front: Ukraine war support and pro-abortion. There you got it. You go back to the Trends Journal, article after article after article, we wrote that the Republicans would not do as well as they thought in the midterm election because abortion would be the major issue that will get women to go out and vote Democrat. Again, it's not like what you want, what you believe in, what you wish for. We're trend forecasters. It's what is. And with Vance being so anti-abortion and Trump getting on both sides of the fence and trying to say anything he wants, and he's going to use the line that states have the right to do what they want, it is going to make them lose the election. Here's our forecast. Again, it's not whether you're pro-abortion, anti-abortion, love Trump, hate Trump, love Harris, hate Trump, or hate Harris. It's what is. I began my career running political campaigns and working on, I shouldn't say running, in Westchester County. Angelo Martinelli became the longest running mayor of Yonkers. Worked on district attorney, state senators' campaigns. Designed and instructed American politics and campaign technology and taught at St. John's University. How to run political campaigns. The issue is going to be abortion. And the hypocrisy of Harris, a big pro-vax jab seller, and bullshits about women having their own rights. You had no rights. You had to get the jab. She's full of shit. But she's going to win at this point, unless there's a wild card. And again, your Trends Journal forecast that she was going to run, this whole thing was a setup. We said it, again, wrote about it before the debate. Never before did they have a debate in June. They start like late September. They did this to show how ineffective Biden was, and this was just a show to put in Harris. That's all it was. Because if they waited until September to do this, they wouldn't have enough time to play the game. So there you got it. And that's why you subscribe to the Trends Journal. History before it happens. Yeah, another one. Yep. Pro-vaccine mandate Harris continues My Body, My Choice campaign. Yep. One article after another. When was that? May 24th, 2022. On your economic update, very important to see what's going on the economic front. Defaults are rising in credit cards, car payment defaults. Things are getting much, much worse. And again, when all else fails, they take you to war. They're going to get the mind off the people's problems. Yep. And again, this is very important. We're talking about, one of my sayings is a trend forecaster: opportunity misses those who view the world through the eyes of their profession. What we're talking about now, nobody's talking about. Nobody. It's not what you like, what you wish for, what you hope, and it's not what you do. You got to look outside. And when you look outside, you see the different view. And so, as we say, on the economic front, we forecast, with the hopes of a beating Trump rising, the Federal Reserve will escalate its lowering of interest rates to help the party in power. That's right. They're going to lower interest rates. They're going to do everything they can to pump up Harris. It's happening. Lower interest rates mean higher gold prices. Going back to lowering interest rates in the run-up to the November election, the feds will bring rates down so the 30-year fixed mortgage, which jumped above 7%, but is still in the high 6% range, will be lowered so as to increase housing sales. Do you see the housing sales are way down now? But prices are still way up. So that's where we see things going. And then on the broader scope, of course, in your Trends Journal, you have your economic update, trends on the global economic front. The super rich keep getting super richer. And of course, what's going on with the office building bust and the banks go bust that nobody else is talking about other than us. There it is. Bank on it. And this is going to be huge. It's going to bring down the equity market. It's going to bring down the economy. And again, unfortunately, a whole huge section on the Israel war. The International Court of Justice, of course, Israel stealing Palestinian land is unlawful, and it constitutes apartheid, but they keep stealing it anyway. Top UN reporter: Israel's settlers must be stopped. What else? Gaza is a moral stain on us all, says the head of the UN. A moral stain. The people are being slaughtered in front of everybody's eyes and nobody gives a shit. Again, we have Palestinian lives don't matter. Israel killing spree ignored by Western media. We did a compilation of how many were killed just this week and more buildings destroyed. Where is the outrage? And again, both the Trump administration and the Biden administration, whoever wins, will keep supporting the genocide. As a matter of fact, Harris and Biden are going to meet with Netanyahu, who came into the States today. Genocide Netanyahu meets with Genocide Joe and Harris. A lot more. Hey, again, you got to read this one. It's America's Democracy Theater of the Absurd. This is by Gary Nolan and Richard Gale. Decades of research confirm how aspartame harms your health. This is by Dr. McCullough. I worked for the chemical industry back in the 1970s when aspartame came out. And all the facts were there that it was dangerous. But the big zone everything. And they pushed it through. Trends in the Markets, The Greatest Show on Earth by Gregory Mannarino. Yep, he nails it. And Trends in Technocracy. And with the Harris-Biden administration, technocracy will take steps up. That's right. More and more robbing us of our rights. Joe Duran is the man when it comes to technocracy. Here's one of his books, The Synthetic Devolution. Another one, AI, The Decline of Humans. You get them on Amazon. This is the cat that does our technocracy stuff. Trends in cryptos. What else we got here? Lot more. Oh, trends on the geopolitics front. Yep, all the warmongering stuff going on. And a whole new section, the presidential reality show. And by the way, we own that trademark. And that's all it is. It's a fucking reality show. You got clowns playing the fucking roles. It's a joke. Yep. Trends in High-Tech Science by Ben Davis. And Ben Davis does a whole section on AI. And again, the AI is peaking now in the equity markets. There's going to be a lot of failures coming up. But again, AI is the future. But it's over-speculated. We could be in for a market correction. It's very close to happening. And again, the Israel war, that's another one. And the United States also saying that Ukraine could keep firing deeper and deeper into Russia. So there you have it. That's just some of what's in your Trends Journal. Go to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. And in honor of the presidential election, to show the quality of the people running and ruining our lives, you're, of course, going to want to get this shirt. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? You going to swallow this shit from Trump? No, I like Harris crap. Hey, politicians. See you Thursday. Judge Napolitano's on vacation, so he won't be doing the judge tomorrow. See you then.